Today I'm going to show you how to prepare a meal that you can have while you're dieting, that you don't have to sacrifice flavor in order to get good quality food. You'll have a ceviche salad to begin with, served in endive leaves, followed by a roasted pork tenderloin, grilled and marinated, grilled roasted vegetable antipasta, and a not really rice, which is made from cauliflower instead of using rice. To begin planning the meal, you need to plan ahead. You need to marinate your your pork for grilling. A typical marinade we like to use is about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. I use a low sodium soy sauce, a pepper mixture I have that's multiple red, black, some white, and put it in a pepper mill along with dried lemon skin. Also add in garlic and onion powders, salt and pepper, and let it marinate in the refrigerator for up to 8 hours before you cook it. Take it out at least an hour before you're ready to put it on the grill and let it come to room temperature. A fairly simple but elegant salad that's both low calorie and good for you is a ceviche salad served in endive cups. And use the individual leaves are what you're going to serve your salad in. Try not to put too much juice in the cup. You'll tend to get a little bit of runoff. You can always pour it back in the bowl to make sure you don't get too much. And that is a simple salad. A lot of times the pith or white part of a bell pepper doesn't taste very good, and you can avoid a lot of it by just cutting the triangles off. A lot of people have issues with portobello mushrooms tasting sort of dirty and I don't know, sort of an earthy taste to them that's a little too much. If you take a spoon and scrape out the ribs on the inside before you grill them. And with the asparagus, it's fairly simple. A lot of people sit there and they'll cut the ends off and end up losing a whole lot of the asparagus. But if you typically pick up an asparagus that's fairly fresh and you bend it, wherever it pops is where the bad part is. All right, so once you have all your vegetables cut and ready to go on the grill, spray them lightly with any cooking spray that you want to use. It'll help keep them from sticking. Now, when it comes to grilling vegetables, high heat and short period of time is the best way to go. You want to get a little bit of char on it, but not overcook the vegetables so that they become limp. Keeping them crispy helps them hold their flavor to themselves when we cut them up and mix them with the low-fat vinaigrette later on. You don't have to worry too much about getting a little bit of char, especially on the peppers, because once they cool down a little bit, that burn will go off before it goes into the pot with the other stuff. Next, we're going to do a substitute for rice. Most people like to have starch with their meal, but being as it's one of the highest calorie dishes you can eat, we try to stay away from white rice, potatoes, pastas, things like that. So a good substitute we found is something I call not really rice. Like I said earlier, the recipe for this is on our website, but it's made with cauliflower and celery and onions. Cauliflower is also fairly simple. You cut the bottom out when you get it, turn it upside down, cut it through, and then you're just going to break it into pieces. You'll get some center stalk that you can break and discard. Anything that has a leaf on it, you don't want to keep. After you get it cut into fairly small pieces, you need to take it to your food processor and pulse it down until it's about the size of rice. One of the keys to grilling tenderloin of pork is to put it on very high heat for a very short period of time. If you try and cook it low and slow, it'll have a tendency to dry out and get more tough. When it comes off, it used to be that everybody thought that pork had to be gray all the way through, but you actually want your center pink, and it will warm up as it sits because it's going to rest for 5 minutes after it's cooked. After the meat has had time to rest so that the juices settle, slice it in about 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch thick pieces, and you'll notice that it's still fairly pink on the inside. You want that because that's where the juice stays. If you cook it any longer, it'll get tough and dry like most pork loins are.
Got that right.
Doug was telling us this whole meal here is only 340 calories.
And he said also that compared to buying a lean cuisine or something, it'd be much better to cook healthy like this from the metabolic menu.
Yeah, you look great.
Thank you. You look great as well. And
Thank you.
Metabolic has, along with my faith, Metabolic has really took me to the next level that I'm trying to achieve. So.
Well, you're certainly getting there. You look great.
Thank you.
And you feel great. You look great.
Hey, it's the metabolic way, baby.
Right.
I think the Metabolic Medical Center, it does not define each person the same.
Right.
She works with you as an individual.
Right.
So I think that's why I'm comfortable with Metabolic. And I go there, she helps me to make like meal plans like we're doing here now, and I'm just happy with the Metabolic Medical Center. I really am.
So that's what they've taught me, is how to make it a lifestyle change. As a matter of fact, a nice glass of wine with dinner is around 140 calories, and then our main dinner was around 380, and then we had an appetizer. So altogether, a nice glass of wine, a fantastic dinner is around 600 calories. Where if you go out to eat, you're gonna get 1,800 to 3,000 calories if you drink wine and have your appetizer and a meal. So with this, watching these calories with this metabolic recipe, I could have a glass of wine.
And you're at home.
Absolutely.
Right? And you save money with the Metabolic Medical Center.
And it all tastes fantastic.
And
Yes.
it tastes like a meal that you would go out to dinner to eat.
Yes, it does. This is amazing.
Some of the fanciest restaurants in Charleston wish they had a meal like this. This is fantastic.
That's what it looks like. Miles, why did you decide to go to Metabolic Medical Center?
Sometimes people think, some people might think that it's just for women, but it's not. It's for everybody. And I had packed on some extra weight, realized I needed to lose some weight. And also, it was also a health thing. I realized that my blood pressure was starting to get up a little bit.
I can relate to that.
And so I wanted to lose some weight, get healthy.
Right.
And I wanted to do it in a fun way, but also a healthy way.
Right.
And what I love about it is you're working with doctors that really, they kind of work around your lifestyle, what your goals
Yes.
are. They don't set the goals for you. You set your goals. You go
Right.
in there and say, this is what I'm looking to do.
Yes.
And they do everything they can to get you there. And a meal like this proves that you can enjoy great food
Oh, yes.
and still lose weight.
That's right. You're
And
absolutely
that's what
right.
makes it really great at Metabolic. I never knew losing weight could taste so good.